So the next question from here comes from James Schlatman.
So my question involves something I've been thinking about for a while over the years, just trying to get an idea of method, I guess. So basically, you said earlier in the webcast, for example, that we should expect famine and disease potentially in spring and summer of this year. And I know it's probably not an exact figure, but that's an exact period of time. But it just seems as though I'm not clear on prediction versus forecasting. When you say there will be famine and disease spreading in spring and summer, is that a prediction, or are you basically saying that's a forecast based on what we do and there's potential there? And that potential, of course, being enough to act on. But when we say there will be something, I think this method is crucial. This is a crucial point in method. How does that differ from forecasting?
Well, both forecasters are idiots, because what they propose never works. And the method of forecasting, where you use the term forecasting, which calls it into disrepute, is called statistical forecasting. Right? Now, you just think for a moment of how silly the idea of statistical forecasting is. I've been forecasting successfully since, 1954, 56, 57. I made an original forecast in the summer of 56 of a breakdown crisis in the auto industry to occur precisely between the end of February and beginning of March of that year. And it came in exactly in time on the date that I ranged of 4 days, which I specified would be the time that breakdown would occur. I did that in respect to the auto and under industries at that time. Some of you are old enough perhaps to remember that, what happened back then. The whole auto industry was about to go bunkers, and we remained in a real depression, actually, from the beginning of 1957 into the beginning of the 1960s. It was actually only Kennedy finally began to bring us out of that depression. I've been forecasting again over years, and I've made many forecasts, not that many. I've made about 15 or 16 such forecasts of this type, and they were always balled up. It worked. And every time my opposition was making a forecast, they blew it. They were incompetent. The method of forecasting used by people in the United States today and largely in Europe is intrinsically incompetent. So why call it forecasting? Why not call it hindcasting? Because they never seem to get anywhere with the results. So that's the difference. The issue is, the problem here is a more profound one, to really treat your question with the seriousness it deserves, is I am a forecaster. I'm good at it. I've never erred in any significant degree in any forecast I've made. I've made a limited number of forecasts. I started back in 1950s, and I'm back near 90 now, and I've still killed up the record. So I'm an expert in this, and there are very few people who have actually that expert credential. My forecasting is based on the recognition not of taking a statistical average of events which have now occurred, but on knowing the principles which are being employed to induce a certain result. In other words, I don't predict or forecast. I define what the future is going to be if certain conditions occur. And I've never made a mistake in that. And therefore, there is no real difference of any difference. Either you're competent in forecasting or you're incompetent. I'm competent. Most people who forecast are incompetent because they depend upon trying to get statistics from the future rather than paying attention to what is being done in the present for the future.